When the things you seek have been lost to time, look no further. We can go get them. We're Murphy's Inc. Murphy's Inc. is not responsible for time paradoxes, historical retaliation, or other risks related to the delivered artifact. Any inquiries regarding the company's liability or tax information will be answered in time.
History is a novel thing. A tale handed down through the ages from less than reliable people. The cunning, the strong, the winners. We pore over ancient ledgers, third-hand accounts, and maybe even find a half-rotted relic so far from its original glory that it's almost insulting to imagine it being held by one of our ancestors. And all this for the foggiest picture of the past. What we wouldn't give to see it with our own eyes.
We're back!
Jeez, I never thought we'd make it in one piece. What is that?
A little souvenir from our afternoon swim in the Nile? Now, who wanted the wine again? I think it was Daphne, right?
Appreciated. Also, wading through the Nile. You're lucky I don't dock your pay for mending and cleaning. But I'm not Michael, and given this haul, I'll let it slide. This time.
Thanks. Let's see. Papyrus from the 2nd century, Egyptian ink and brushes, a sample of organic material from the Nile, and, well, a bunch of other stuff. Did we really need a whole bundle of cat's hair?
You're new here, so here's a tip. Leave the whys to Murphy. You'll sleep a lot better and live a lot longer that way.
Okay, then. I'm going to drive this stuff down to storage.
Is that it for the shopping list?
Yep. Congratulations on the haul, and enjoy the rest of your week.
Hey, hold up. Wait for me. You could have slowed down, you know. We've got the rest of the week off, by the way.
Yep. I'm so tired of this.
I thought I was supposed to be the one complaining. What happened?
It's nothing. I'm not trying to sound ungrateful, but it feels like we're only here to do their personal shopping and...
Are you talking about Michael and Daphne?
Yeah. Well, not so much Michael. He's strict and tends to run us into the dirt.
Tell me about it.
But his orders make sense, you know? None of this, oh, would you please get me a bowl of noodles while you're in Xi'an? Or, it would be so great if you just fetch a little pot of Gerdu.
Remember that bushel of apples she wanted from Cordoba? I think she forgot how seriously people back then took their fruit.
Didn't you get shot in Cordoba?
I mean, if you count getting an arrow in my pack, then yeah. Honestly, those bandits would have caught us if they weren't busy fighting over those apples.
Sure. I guess what I'm trying to say is, be careful, you know? If things keep going like this, we might find ourselves in a lot of danger.
You think I got this job for nothing? I can handle myself. Oh, door, watch out! The door!
See, the mission was a success.
By leaps and bounds. Take a break, would you? Crime she did. 251 AD.
Fine. I guess I could use a break. Hey, this isn't half bad.
Coming from you, that's a glowing endorsement. If only Zahor was still around to accept it.
Zahor, you sound like you know him personally.
Something like that. So, what's left on the to-do list? More supply jobs? I think we might be running our interns a little too hard.
Really? Kids these days, I swear, so lazy. You'd think they'd be climbing over each other to go back in time, but no. They need a whole week to relax after a stroll of the ancient Egyptian desert.
Not everyone's married to their work, Michael.
They should be. Anyway, we still need a few slabs of Greek marble from the 3rd century, samples of some extinct Prussian flora, and some Chinese porcelain.
Oh, is that all?
Nope. Still got a whole book's worth of these things.
When's the last time you ate?
What does that have to do with anything?
You look like you're on the workaholic diet. Coffee and cigarettes.
So what? I can eat before I sleep, and I can sleep when I'm dead.
Look, our interns just cleared up a few days' worth of work for us. There's a nice Italian place a few blocks from here that I go to all the time. Eat something besides cheeseburgers and fries for once, all right?
Okay. But then it's right back to taking care of business.
A living relic in the modern era. I'm talking about Michael, of course. Loyal, straightforward, the best employee one could wish for. A man willing to do more and more and more. Some ask me when the work stops. That's what's great about Michael. He understands that history's work is never done.
A risotto alla milanese for me, please.
Very good. And for you, sir?
A hot dog for me?
A hot dog. Those will be right out for you two.
So what's your play here, Daphne? Come on, spill it.
What?
You asked the interns to bring back wine from the Egyptians. You bring me out here for a fancy meal. What is it? You're not dying, are you?
Why does there have to be an ulterior motive? Can't I just treat a friend to a decent meal?
Just feels strange to me.
Geez, the military really did a great job of sucking the joy out of everything in your life, huh?
Not everything. Food on the outside tastes way better than what they served up in the mess halls. Hey, what about you?
What about me?
What brings you joy in life? Can't just be ancient wines and bossing the grunts around. I've known you for, how long has it been? 2, 3 years now? But sometimes you feel like a total stranger.
If I didn't know any better, I'd think you were getting sentimental with me, old man. If I had to pin down one thing, I'd have to say it's the thrill of it all. I'm an adrenaline junkie, I have to admit. I'd rather die than be stuck behind a desk, pushing papers, and pulling off typical B&Es just bores me. But when you add in the excitement of possibly messing up the timeline, well, we are playing a dangerous game.
And I thought the most dangerous game was... Oh, Rub's here.
So easily pleased.
Miss Murphy, didn't see you there. What brings you in?
Checking in on my employees. I've noticed you've been at it for a while down here. Is there an issue with the device?
It was going just fine until I found, I think it best be described as a hiccup. As far as functionality, everything's fine, but there's this strange little energy flare right before it finishes firing. Doesn't seem to be affecting anything, but then again, I can only do so much. Don't really know much about this, do we?
No, not really. But thanks to your mechanical expertise, we've made great progress in understanding its inner workings. However, with things of this nature, there is still much to be learned.
Yeah, just saying that we've had more than a few close calls already. Of course, your travelers will never know that, but these anomalies are getting more and more common. I can fix them in due time, but I'm worried that we're treating the symptom rather than the cause.
Regrettably, that is something that requires us to know much, much more than the very little we do currently. I'm certain you'll come up with something. I sometimes wonder how you're able to keep this machine running at all. I assume reference documents are sparse, to say the least. Maybe it's because of your little lucky charm here. Tell me, 8-Ball, will this next mission be a success?
Thank you for using the 8-Ball service provided by Sylvia. Your answer is not clear. Ask again later.
She's everywhere these days.
Next mission? I thought we were off operation for a week. At least that's what I heard after the last run.
Circumstances have changed. An item of special import has come to my attention, and retrieving it will be beneficial to the company. You're an integral part of this, Gleason. I just need you to keep doing what you've always done.
I will, ma'am.
Hello. Yeah, I'm out with Daphne. Job? You're paying us how much? We'll be right there.
What happened? Does Murphy need something?
Yeah, I don't know what it is yet, but she said our bonus for this one will be $500,000 each.
Oh, what? That's insane.
How are you enjoying your food?
We need the bill.
Is the food not to your liking?
The bill. Now, please.
Oh, I think I left my wallet.
Back in your locker, where it always is when the bill shows up? How convenient.
All right, boss. What could be so important that you're offering us that kind of money?
Shut the door and have a seat. This is incredibly important, and I would appreciate it if you and the essential staff were the only ones in the know.
Give us the details. What are we getting this time?
You've been tasked with the retrieval of an important artifact for let's call him a private collector.
Jason Erickson? I've heard of this guy. He's the heir to that billion-dollar jewelry empire, right? They've made some of the rarest pieces in modern history. What's he want from us?
Apparently, he's on his old man's bad side for losing a precious family heirloom. The Ericksons can, shockingly, trace their heritage all the way back to Eric the Red.
My knowledge of Norse history is a little rusty. Care to refresh me?
He was an explorer who founded the first Norse settlement in Greenland, and also the father of Leif Erikson, the first European to touch down on what is now referred to as Canada.
So, we're going back to the days of the Vikings? Wonder if I can pick up one of those horned helmets while we're there.
Unfortunately, those fell out of style long before your destination. You'll be heading back to 980 AD, right before his first exile and after the murder that caused it.
Sounds like a real menace if he had to be forcibly exiled. What the hell would anyone want us to grab from this guy anyway?
That's just how they handled things back then. Think of exile almost like an open-ended prison sentence. And I've got a picture right here.
What are we looking at?
Necklaces, charms, staves, toys. I assume we don't know what the object in question looks like?
Exactly. You're going to retrieve Eric the Red's set stalker, an ornately carved good luck charm of sorts. These are just representations of what it could have looked like, but I'm sure our resident librarian would know more. Be sure to pay her a visit.
A classic grab and switch, then?
Precisely.
Figuring out what this thing actually looks like is going to be tough. I'm looking at so many different pictures here.
What are the odds any of them are the actual thing?
I'll leave you to it. In the meantime, I'll make sure our client's hair stays redder than his face.
What's our timeline for this?
2 weeks. Else our client's getting kicked to the street, our reputation falters, and you lose more than just $500,000.
2 weeks?
$2 for $500,000 each. I could get used to this.
Seems like a little too much money for such a mundane object, doesn't it? I don't like this.
Since when did they get rid of the carpets in here? Makes the place feel like a doctor's office or something.
Can you focus? I'm talking about how fishy this whole thing sounds, especially coming out of the blue. We normally get more prep time for big jobs like this.
Oh, lighten up, Mikey. I'm sure if we needed to worry about something, Murphy would tell us. Don't get me wrong, I trust her only slightly farther than I can throw her, but the company needs this as much as we need the $500,000.
Don't call me Mikey. And I guess I just can't shake this feeling that...
Shh. Please lower your voices. Until we can get the new carpeting put in, sounds tend to be a lot louder.
Oh, sorry, ma'am.
What can I help you two with this time?
We need all the information on Eric the Red you can offer, specifically about his personal effects, if possible.
Bear with me a second and I'll see what I can find.
Why do we have to be quiet? It's not like anyone's down here other than her all day.
Don't know, don't care. She makes the rules. You wouldn't run into a kitchen and tell the chefs how to cook, would you? It's just a matter of respect.
That makes sense. Still, she's so uptight. Should just send the interns next time for this kind of thing.
I found some literature that should help you out in your endeavor. And for your information, the quiet helps me concentrate.
Concentrate on what?
Is there anything else I can assist you two with?
Concentrate on what?
Shush! Another outburst like that and I'll have your privileges revoked for a year.
That won't be necessary, ma'am. We'll be on our way. And thank you so much for your assistance.
Here's your fettuccine pomodoro, ma'am. And here's your burger, sir.
Thanks.
Who's that creepy old lady think she is? $50 says she's a witch.
You actually think she's a witch?
Would explain all the concentrating she has to do.
Sure. Next time we go see her, I'll bring a bucket of water for you to melt her with.
You're gonna have to stow that skepticism if we're going to fit in with the Vikings. The relic we're after was thought to contain magic from the Norse gods themselves. Listen to this. Used for good luck and protection, set stalkers were thought to allow wielders to cast spells or channel divine energies. Jeez, what a mouthful. Set stalker.
In just our luck, there's a collection of Old Norse artifacts on display in Chicago for the next week. We can go do some research, grab a deep dish pizza while we're at it.
Chicago? There's got to be other museums, right?
It's the only one with this big a collection.
I mean, we can still go...
You have to remember, we have a time limit.
Fine.
Good. We can set out tomorrow. Should we invite the kids? Make it like a field trip?
I'd rather bring a group of actual children, but I guess they can come.
Don't sound so excited.
Oh, I'm totally excited. Dusty old museums in a second-rate city? So cool.
I'll book the flight. I'll see you at the airport. Don't be late.
Just saying. New York has museums too, not to mention class.
There's a Sylvia terminal over there.
Welcome to the Chicago Museum of International History. A payment of $75 is required for a group of 4 to enter the exhibits.
Jeez.
Here.
Thank you. Your receipt has been emailed.
Can you point us to that Norse exhibit?
The Norse History and Artifacts exhibit is on premium display. An additional payment of $50 is required to receive access.
Typical Chicago. Bait and switch.
Don't worry, I got it. I still owe you for lunch, remember?
Thank you. The exhibit is down the hall and through the double doors to the right. Just show them your passes. Enjoy your visit.
I already hate this place.
I know. Museums are a scam. AIs are annoying. Blah, blah, blah. Try to enjoy yourself, all right? You're surrounded by actual history. It's as close to time travel as you can get without... Well, you know.
I don't really want to argue, but...
Then don't.
So this set stalker? Is it here?
Don't know. Maybe. At the very least, we can glean some info about what these types of artifacts look like and their significance.
Lots of stuff in here.
There's over a dozen displays.
Spread out. See if any of them relate to the set stalker.
Is it just me, or is Daphne a little more on edge than usual?
Yeah, I noticed. Wouldn't want to get on her bad side. especially with all these ancient weapons around. Hey, you think the ladies would like one of these battle axes hanging on my wall?
Assuming you can get a woman back to your place?
Hey.
Let's see.
The Langiad sword. Exceptional in its artistry, it was engraved with gold inlay and well preserved. What is peculiar about this sword, however, is the Christian symbolism embossed on the hilt. Seeing as it was found inside the grave of a Viking, it speaks to the waning days of Norse paganism, the end of a culture.
Pretty cool.
Chainmail. Metal was forged into riveted rings, making each single link strong. Though expensive to make, it was the ultimate defense against attacks until the invention of plate armor. Shown here is a sample dug up from the area now known as Nuke, Greenland.
Murphy squad, over here.
Well, he's really going with Murphy Squad. Oh, brother.
Look at this. Collection of sacred carvings dating back between the 7th and early 11th century.
Those carvings have seen better days, that's for sure. They didn't think this was important enough for its own recording?
Probably because it has to do more with myths than real recorded events. But they're good references for what we're looking for. So take some pictures and we can be on our way.
So, you're going back to grab a fancy back scratcher?
A back scratcher that holds enough cultural significance to cause a man to rob his best friend and murder said friend's children.
Yikes. All right, here. Let me see.
Well, we got what we came here for. I want to get the hell out of this town ASAP. The less time we have to spend here, the better.
What's with you lately? Thought you were excited about this job.
The job's fine. It's a long story full of nothing but bad memories.
From Chicago?
Yeah. Don't worry about it. Let's just hurry up and go.
Not without my deep dish pizza.
Ah, you're back. And you brought pictures.
We sure did.
So you're grabbing a collection of items then?
No, just one, but we don't know what it looks like. Do you think there's anything in the old archives that'll point us in the right direction?
Specifically his set stalker. Probably something wooden and sacred enough to kill over.
Perhaps. It will take time, but I'm sure I can find something on the subject.
How long?
Oh, give me a day or two. Peering through history takes time and patience.
Are you okay?
Yes. I'll be fine. In the meantime, you should go check in with the tailor to make sure you don't stick out like a pair of sore thumbs.
You heard the lady. Let's go. At least we're going back to an era where people wore more than just sheets.
I thought that trip to Greece was quite fascinating.
Had to drag you out of that bathhouse kicking and screaming.
What can I say? I can't help the fact that my beauty transcends time and space.
Sure. Let's just get our measurements for these costumes done. As long as we don't need tights to look like Vikings, I'll be happy.
Lucky for you, tights weren't very vogue in ancient Scandinavia.
Philippe, it's always a treat to visit your shop. How have you been?
Ah, you know, easy come, easy go. Fashion industry is fickle enough as it is. But at least the underworld stays consistent, yes? Everyone wants black, or if they're feeling bold, a darker shade of gray. Your visits, on the other hand, give me the challenge a true artiste like myself craves.
That's why I look forward to your shop the most when we prepare for these special projects. And you'll never guess who the client is this time.
Who?
Jason Erickson.
Caught yourself a fat one, yes? Let me guess. Vikings?
Late 10th century. Eric the Red Set Stalker is our target.
Daphne, I don't think you...
Oh, relax, Jarhead. It's Philippe. He works under Murphy just like us, and he's got his lips locked tighter than Fort Knox.
Until I've had enough bubbly in me, of course.
Oh, you're the worst.
Oh, listen. The sooner you finish taking my measurements, the sooner you two can keep clucking like a couple of old hens.
Rude. Come, we'll make this quick, and you can return to your manly endeavors. Let me ask, Will you be wanting more of a warrior look, or will you be sticking to the lowly peasant role?
I don't like your tone, but I'll go for the least conspicuous style you've got.
How fitting! Peasant it is.
Oh, for the job, Michael. All part of the job. Oh, thank God it's the librarian. Hello. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. I'll be right there. She said she's found something. I'll go while you stay here and keep the artiste company. Meet me in the lounge around 7.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Captain, please. What did you find?
My initial research was only skin deep, vague accounts and descriptors of this set stalker, but at the very least it did confirm that this object was handheld.
Had to dust off some of these old tomes, then.
Precisely. The Annals de Norsica was one of the only first-hand accounts of Eric the Red's life, originally written on tanned hide by an unnamed author.
Unnamed? Do you think we can trust this source? Might just be someone itching for their 15 minutes of fame.
Actually, that's one of the reasons why we should trust this source, at least a fraction more than the other ones that claimed Eric the Red could spit flames or fend off entire armies by himself. This author seems to put accuracy over his own recognition, though his opinion does seep through from time to time.
Fair enough. What's it say?
Roughly translated, it states that the set stalker of the Red is, and I quote, offspring of trees that blunt the blades of axes, carved in the shape of Gungnir, spear of the Allfather, the size of a man's skull. 3 runes of dawn mark the surface of the lighter-hued shaft, the spearhead replaced with ivory polished to a shine. Yes, the Red carried it on his person at all times. So precious was this to him.
That's it?
What more could you want? It is the most precise description of the set stalker. Details such as these.
You all right?
Yeah, as I was saying, details such as these are very difficult to come across in these old documents. Even medieval cookbooks were sparse on instruction, opting for the reader to simply go with the flow, as they say.
Okay. Should be enough for the forgers to go off of. Hey, thank you for getting us on the right track, at least.
Oh, don't mention it. I get paid good money for this job. Very good money indeed.
So, what'd the old witch say?
Got some specifications on the object. Shouldn't be that hard to recreate it. What about our new clothes?
Coming along well, actually. Philippe hit up some LARPing organization nearby for material to use as a base. Of course, they're not entirely period accurate at the moment, but they will be after he's done with them.
Good. Now all that's left is to make our little antique. Don't you just love the smell of hot metal and wood shaving?
Smells like my high school shop class. Hey, Hart, we need service here.
You don't have to yell, Daff. I saw you two come in. What do you want?
Norse artifact. Lighter oak wood carved into the shape of a spear, about a head long. 3 dawn runes carved on the shaft, evenly spaced out. The actual spearhead's made of polished ivory. Assuming your crew can manage it within the week?
Yeah, easy job. Couldn't be harder than that buckle gun, right?
I still feel bad about that one. Closest I've ever come to seeing you cry.
Tears of joy and a little bit of pain, I'll admit. You've got no idea how long it took me to finish that firing pin. And don't get me started on those square bullets.
Looks like the project's in good hands, then. Come on, let's go tell Murphy about our progress.
She'd just better make sure the check clears when it's all said and done.
Yes. No, there's nothing to worry about. We've managed to keep them out of our hair for this long, at least. I'll call you back. Come in, come in.
Hey, boss. We're just here to give you a status update.
Fantastic. And?
Hart's making the Set Stalker replica as we speak. It should be finished by the end of the week, along with our costumes and...
And I'm pretty sure the librarian is an actual witch.
As I was saying, we're on schedule to jump on Saturday.
Excellent work, you two. I can't stress enough just how important this mission is for us. For the company. I wouldn't task anyone but my 2 best agents with something this big.
Aw, Chief.
Don't be complacent. Promising as the rewards are, the consequences of failure are equal in magnitude.
You know we're more than capable, Miss Murphy. Ma'am.
You're both the best at what you do, don't misunderstand me. But we all slip up eventually. Nobody bats 1,000. So, don't treat this as a simple supply run. As I've said before, the future of this company hinges on the completion of this task. Think of its well-being as proportional to my own, and yours as well. Are we clear?
Crystal, ma'am.
As a bell, ma'am.
Good. Now, go rest up. We make the jump on Saturday, 9 a.m. sharp. Do not be late. Hubris, the downfall of empires. Assyria, Rome, the Qing. Rulers are often taught that those who ignore the patterns of history are doomed to repeat them. Still, rarely do they listen. Such is the cycle of humanity. This is our fundamental flaw, which is why I don't aspire to create an empire of my own. I instead choose to watch, listen, and run this little business of mine.
Murphy's Inc. was created by Milliam Chan. This episode was written by Austin Dye and Tara Eon. Directed by Tara Eon, Scott Young, and Cody Lindenberger. Produced by Milliam Chan, Mark Helton, James Deverell Lewis, Austin Dye, and Tara Eon. Audio editing and effects by Joe Bly with Kiana Music. Original music by Louis Palfrey. This episode featured the voice talents of Kirsty Harrison as Murphy, Jenny Helton as Daphne, Shandon Loring as Michael, Mark C. Helton as Gleason, Carrie Hampton as Hart, Quinn Cavarata Jenkins as Philippe, Kaz Chandler as the librarian, Stephanie Bauman as Intern 1, James Deverell Lewis as Intern 2, Caitlin Cole as the server, with Anita Kelly as Sylvia, and I'm Michelle Calhoun, your announcer. Special thanks to Scott, Dee, Jesse, and Julia for their ideas and support. This series is proudly produced by 97 to Now Productions. For more information about the show, please visit our website. Tune in next time as Murphy's Inc. continues.